walking onto this field full of birds with Rhea, who's a German Shepherd who's got a real thing for chasing birds. Now, in the beginning, she's weaving backwards and forwards. She's not actually chasing anything. She's just doing that GSD thing, which is weaving backwards and forwards, until she gets right on the edge here, and there's a big black duck that's just kind of sitting there, and so she takes off. I call her back. She is straight back, and we are straight into play. Now, I'm just treating the birds now as a distraction. They've all flown behind the camera, and they're all off to the edges. You can see them in the background, and we just go straight into play. So it's all about keeping that engagement with me, not being so concerned about the environment, and we are just fine-tuning our play game. So it's really interesting looking back at this. This was a couple of weeks ago, and the amount of improvement she's made is really fantastic. So first and foremost, when you're developing the play game with your dog, you need a motivated dog. You need them to want to play the game with you. So that's about their enthusiasm for the toy, the ball on the rope or the tug toy, whatever it is. They've got to want that toy. Then they've got to want to play with you. So if you're making them leave it every single time they come to you, you're being a bit of a Debbie Downer. It's not much fun. You've got to hang on to the toy. You've got to let them hang on to it. You've got to let them win, let them pull you a bit, and then you pull them in, and then you let them pull you again. It's got to be this cooperation. You can't expect them to want to keep coming and bringing it back to you and playing with you if every single time they do, you've got this strict leave it, or expecting them to relinquish the toy at your feet every single time. You've got to have a period of play with them first before you do that. It has to be a cooperative game, and it's got to be both ways. So you've got to get that first before you expect anything else. So here we are, just fine-tuning a bit of the play. We're working towards a nice clean out, and on the walk back to the van, I let her just cruise along, and we practice a couple of recalls while we're moving. She's holding the ball in her mouth, and that's totally fine. That's working here. You can take the toy off them and hide it, and then recall them when they come straight to you. Flick it out and then have the game. But she's totally recalling with it in her mouth, so that's okay for Rhea for today. So once we've had a bit of practice at this and Rhea's super awesome, then we'll actually overlay this with the e-collar and make sure that chasing birds is an absolute no-no, and that our recall is a non-negotiable. And it is actually a safety issue, because Rhea watches them fly through the sky, and if she wanted to chase one, if it was just too close and low and she wanted to chase it by a road, can you imagine? So it's actually a real safety issue, to make sure that the recall is non-negotiable, and that they will turn around and they'll come straight back to you, and that chasing birds is just off the cards.
Good.